Hi, I'm Elisa Gianoncelli and I'm an educational coach from Edgware in North London. I tutor at Elisa's Tutorial School and I have a website called kidslearnfast.co.uk which you will know about if you've been following my YouTubes to date. On there I blog, it's on the menu, and on that blog I deal with educational matters and I deal with tips that you can help your child with at home. How to teach them how to read, nursery choices, best school choices, SATs, etc, etc. Today's YouTube is on bears. Bears are my favourite animals, one of my favourites, and bears and beach, today's my two favourite B words. Let's deal with different sorts of bears. I've written a book in my Me, You and the Universe series on two koala bears. They are called Raggy and Con, and this book is called Me, You and the Sun, and it deals with the northern and southern hemisphere and the differences in temperature between Australia and Britain, and the seasonal changes that go on between the northern and southern hemisphere. So Christmas in Australia will be on a beach, whilst Christmas here will be turkey dinner inside, because it's very, very cold outside. So this story I think is very sweet, and there are monthly exchanges by letter between these two koala bears, these two cousins, and eventually cousin Raggy, who's stuck in a London zoo and very unhappy about that, gets back to Australia because he learns some circus tricks and ends up going there. And one of my favourite pages, because it's got an Australian saying, is this one, which you'll get on your screen, and it's: "Dear cousin Raggy, my March sun was brilliant. The April sun is not so great as winter is approaching here in Australia, but at least it's still trying. It would feel much brighter if you were with me, missing you heaps." And we had my cousin Con come over from Australia, and he'd say "missing you heaps" when he went back, so I have to get that into my book. So cousin Con is on an Australian beach enjoying himself, while poor Raggy is in a London zoo being warmed up by a hot water bottle, and Arlene, the zookeeper there, gets him a hot water bottle. Eventually he learns lots of tricks: bicycling and cycling and skateboarding and all sorts of things. He gets back there and him and Con run off into the Australian surf and manage to get away from Madame Zuzu, who's horrible and deserves getting away from. So here we've got my book, and here we've got my mindfulness page. Mindfulness is something I encourage all my children to think about at Elisa's Tutorial School. And one of the approaches of mindfulness is not only examining what we're describing, like the feel of it, the softness, the size, what it makes us feel, whether it makes us feel happy or sad, is using our five senses. And in another book in my series, I've got the beach vocabulary here, and I've got the five senses, how we can see, hear, feel, taste and smell. And with this activity, children choose the words from that page with the vocabulary and apply them in the boxes. So again, that will be on your screen. This series is everything you need to learn for your 11 plus. It's not available yet, but my children here use it all the time, and I will try give you as many free bits as I can on my Kids Learn Fast blog and via my YouTubes. Going back to this story, this is story 2. Story 1 is for free on my website. Each book has got an activity book. The Moon activity books are available on my website. These are not available yet, but this is the activity book for younger readers, and it's really quite interesting and tells us a lot about bears. Here we've got bear flags. Here we've got where bears come from. And here we've got, oops, open the page. And here we've got a big chart on bears, their size, their weight and what they eat. So I will make some of those available on the screen. Going to my bear box now. I have bags and boxes for all the topics I YouTube and all the topics I discuss and teach in my school. And this is my bear box. And we've got your traditional English bear, we've got a koala bear, we've got a polar bear, we've got a panda bear, and we've got these little beanie bears. I've got a whole cupboard of actual different types of beanie bears, different nationalities, different football match winnings and all sorts. I will do a YouTube on those because I do think the children will actually love them. But anyway, also in my box are all my bear books which I would like your children to read. Or you to read to your children. Remember, they go to school all day, they get exhausted. I think reading at bedtime is such a good thing to do for children up to the ages of 11. And the bear books I would recommend are Winnie the Pooh, The Little Polar Bear by Hans de Beer. It's an amazing little book. And if I just show you some of the illustrations, look at that page. Amazing illustrations. And here we've got when Lars woke up in the morning, he was all alone in the middle of the sea. It was getting warmer and warmer, and the piece of ice and Lars's pile of snow were getting smaller and smaller. When the ice was almost completely melted, Lars saw a big barrel drifting. Luckily, Lars was able to reach the barrel and climb on top of it. Then a storm began to rage. As Lars clung to his bobbing barrel, he missed his father and his pile of snow more and more. Another of my favourite bears is Rupert Bear. There he is. Another is Jane Hissey's Little Bear, Big Bear. Again, the illustrations are phenomenal. And here you've got them sitting carefully. They drag the basket bumpety-bump down the stairs and out into the garden. This looks like a good place for a picnic, said Old Bear, spreading the cloth out under a tree. They had a wonderful feast, finishing every crumb in the basket. Then they stretched out in the sun to rest. I know, said Little Bear, suddenly leaping to his feet. Let's have another game of hide and seek. But there was no reply. Leaning against the tree and full of food, all the other toys had fallen fast asleep. So old-fashioned and wonderful. Jill Murphy, another great bear author. There we go. Look at her pictures. So amazingly expressive and detailed. And Baby Bear was not asleep either. He was lying in bed pretending to be an aeroplane. Wow, went Baby Bear. Wow. Oh no, said Mr. Bear. I can't stand this. So he got up and went to sleep in the living room. The noise that Baby Bear was making was really, really noisy. I have sticker books and I have colouring books for my children, and I have Paddington Bear, my favourite, probably favourite bear of all. Here he is on a beach, my favourite place. There we go. And two other bear books that are really good. Here. And here I've got my collection of bear cards, which my children love describing. Education is something you cannot buy. It's something that takes time to build up. To give your children a fantastic general knowledge, you need to encourage them to read. You need to read with them. You need to buy them things that they can describe and that they can understand. General knowledge books are essential. Education is a gift only you can give your child through your life experiences, your home life, and the way you express its importance to them. So I encourage it all the way along. I thank you greatly for joining my YouTube channel. I would love it if you could subscribe, like and share. I hope I'm bringing joy to you, and until next time, I'll say good night to you now. Thank you.